We got a lot of technologies over there. We got AI, we got RPA, we got blockchain, so much of technologies. But if you go to industries, you need to take a step back and educate them on how to connect these blocks together. So that is where we stand. We are just standing one step behind to tell them, hey, there's a journey for you to progress from A to Z. And what does it all revolve around? It revolves around the buzzwords. What are the two buzzwords right now? Digital business and digital transformation, right? So everywhere you go, people are talking about it. So what is digital business? Everyone in the past 10 years are doing business in the digital channel. So that is their way to send. You sell Pampers, or you sell stocks and shares, you sell insurance, you sell a car, everything is through digital channel. So reaching to your customer through the digital channel is extremely important. But in order to get to that, there is one step before that as well. Making sure your organization is digitally transformed to handle that capacity, right? So there are two steps to that. You want your own internal team to be efficient, to be optimized to reach what they want to do. If you look and open up your organization and look what is really happening inside, in order to reach this utopia, you need to take these 4 steps. Have anyone seen Indiana Jones? The breath of God, the trust of God. So it's like you need to do these things in order to achieve what you want to do. And as easy as it to say, AI only forms one part of your entire scenario. And AI, I say, it's today. Tomorrow, we have no idea what technology is going to replace it. Last week, it was RPA. So there are new technologies coming on board. Your organization needs to evolve to keep up to pace with the new things that are coming in the market. So if you break it down as it stands today, these are the 4 steps you would take. First one is automate your business. Business process management. Manage your business. How do you manage your business on a day-to-day basis? Then add optimization step number 1. What can I take out of my intelligent workforce, the repetitive works, the Excel copies, the copy and paste, the Friday jobs that they do? Take that away and make something else do that, which is a robotic process automation, and keep my smart people doing smart things. The third step is integration. From the morning, we have been talking about data. Data, data, data. And data is everywhere in your organization. I like the way Anne spoke about every company needs to be a software company. And it is a mantra. I kid you not. If you are not a software company, you're already 2 steps behind. And I also liked Ron's keynote where he talks about Amazon Go. So that's a utopia. Everyone wants to do or run their business end to end in a seamless fashion. Minimum impact, maximum benefit. So we have to drive the journey from here to there. And for that, you need to integrate, but more importantly, you have to leverage what is helping us consume the data in the most meaningful way. So you got terabytes of data. No human is smart enough to crunch the data at the speed of thought. So you need technologies like AI to pull that data in and give you that crux. Drive your decision, not make decision for you today, but drive your decision to make you do what is best for you. So let's talk about each and every one of them very quickly. The first one is, if you look into your journey within your organization, it can be a start from a business process where I have a process in my organization. I need to transform it. I need to draw that out. I need to digitally define how my process runs, who are the people who are participating on it. Then you can introduce robotics, as I told you, to take some repetitive work and make automation. Introduce AI to make decisioning faster and more effective. And finally, integrate with your rest of the landscape to make your decisioning power extremely simple. How does Appian fit into this picture? Step number 1, to define your business, we give you what we call as a process modeler. So this is the gateway, not just for the IT, but for IT and business to work together in a visual design paradigm. No code, no Excel, no flowchart. We are trying to bring everything together where IT and business can work together to define what they want to do. So it is what we call as low code, it's graphical, it's all drag and drop and connect the dot. I mean, I learned flowchart when I was probably 11 years old at school. So the flowchart is the way our mind thinks. We follow the track. And that's exactly how we define how you run your business. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? Do you know who said it? With great power comes great responsibility.
Uncle of Spider-Man.
Uncle of Spider-Man, exactly. So most of the people say it's Spider-Man, it's Uncle Ben. Thank you very much. So with all the process that you have defined, you need to understand what happens in your process, right? So this is where process analytics comes into play. So you need to understand what is happening in your process to better make judgments. So that is the second step that you do in your organization. So we got ability to do real-time analysis of your data, predictive analysis, understand what is happening, and then give you graphical representation and blah, blah, blah. Now, we introduce artificial intelligence. We have our AI capabilities like sentiment analysis, but we have an open platform where we have connectors to the modern AI providers in the market, the top, which is Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. We can connect directly to that and consume their services with a low-code fashion. So why do I keep talking about low-code? In today's day, I said it earlier, you need to keep running in business to be in the same place. So if your work or if your process takes 6 months, you're already 6 months behind. So you need to be delivering solutions in a matter of 2 to 4 weeks. And that's what we are bringing to the table. Deliver solutions faster. And we allow you to do that by connecting all these things together. If time permits, I'll show you how these things happens in reality. Then the second phase. Second phase is how can I identify repetitive work and then take it away from the human for a bot or robotic process automation to help with that. So we have partnership with Blue Prism. Blue Prism are the leaders in robotic process automation, and we allow you to connect seamlessly to this robotics. So you have work being done by a human. 3 weeks down the lane, you identify it's a repetitive work, take it away, let the bot do the job for you. Minimum impact on change. So change management, everyone agrees, is one of the most difficult stuff in organization. One of the focus over here is to reduce change management. You don't want your team to go into multiple systems to do the job. You want everyone to be consolidated in one place. So with the introduction of RPA, let's say on day 1 they get 5 tasks. When you introduce RPA, they will only get 4 tasks because the fifth one has automatically been picked up by a bot. So very minimal to zero impact on your change or organization change, so to speak. So what happens is the platform also allows you to build applications 20 times faster than traditional approach. And by building these things faster, by introducing IT and business to work together, we allow you to build any kind of application that you want within your organization. But that's not all. We also work with the technologies that you already have. So this is where the value really comes in. So people have SAP, people have old IBM AS400s, people have modern technologies like Workday, Oracle. By being a mediator, we are able to connect and work with these systems and also extend the capability of these systems. So sometimes you have a box, that is what you operate within, but we allow you to extend the box without affecting the box itself. When I say box, I'm talking about an example of SAP's logistics system. So it allows you to do A to Z, but what if you want to do something that is not there? So instead of changing the SAP system, we can plug in and extend the platform's capability. The core of how our customers use Appian falls into these 3 categories. The first and foremost thing is better customer journey. How can I make the customer get the best result? Make the journey easy. So when a customer is on a phone with your call center agent, how can I get the call center agent all that information they need in one click rather than logging into 6 systems, 8 systems to deliver the data? The second one is operation, business operations. We want to drive the business operation to what you have within your landscape or within your pipeline. So if your business says that these are the systems I want to build, we want to align with your strategy and speed up the process for you going end to end. And last one is GRC. So we have one of our partners who have built GDPR totally on Appian. So all you need to do is roll it out, and then we are able to instantly help companies use the GDPR solution. So we are working with legal stuffs. We are working with banks, financial systems, insurance, legal, everything to work on the GRC stuff, purely because security and auditing is built into the DNA of the product. So it allows us to quickly leverage these functionalities to give you these features. Now, we have said all these things. What I want to do is, I have 15 minutes left. It's easier to show you a lot of PowerPoints, but let's put the rubber to the road and show you how these things work in reality. So I have a few examples that take you through this journey, what I've said so far, phase by phase of different customer experiences. Okay? So if you have any questions, stop me, but this is what we are going to do. Okay, is this coming through? Great. So here is an example where Appian is integrating with a chatbot from Microsoft, and the Microsoft chatbot is consuming data from the company's internal knowledge base, or it is going to the public one like Wikipedia and whatever it might be. Why am I saying this one? These are examples of high volume, low value questions. So your internal employees may be asking questions to your IT and support team. Hey, what is GDPR? What's my maternity leave like? Or how many holidays do I have left? So these are low values, but they come in huge demand. First phase. Don't go, as I said, bombastic approach. Take it phase by phase. Phase number one is to integrate with the chatbot. So as a employee, when I land in my landing page, I have a chatbot over here. So I can go to this chatbot and say, what's my maternity leave? So it goes, queries the database, and gives me all the data, personalized to me. Okay. Now I can also ask questions like, what is GDPR? If I can spell it right, and then it goes, fetches that information, and tells me what is GDPR. So first phase, take step by step, baby steps in order to reach your utopia. This is well and good. Now, what happens if you want to extend it to the next phase? So here is another example of chatbot. I apologize for having two chatbot examples, but it drives the progression of the journey. So here, think of it as a hospital where you want to do actions, but hospital nurses are busy, they are running around, they don't really have time to even work on a mobile device. Right? So they want it to be more productive. So here we are integrating with what we call as Google's Dialog Flow, which means that whatever I do on chat, I can do it over Google. So if I have a Google phone or any phone that has Google Assistant, I can actually speak and get this one done. If you want to see the examples of this on Alexa, we have a booth, so please come and have a look. But for this example, I'm going to type something. So I'm going to say, move patient. Now, this process is now triggering Appian through a backend integration, and Appian is saying, okay, you want to move a patient, I'm going to start this workflow. Do you remember the first phase of business process I told you about? Now we are talking to that right now. So it's asking me a consecutive list of questions. What is the patient NHS number? So some number like that. Now what's his first name? John Snow. Anybody knows John Snow? 98. And then what's patient moving to ward B? And where is he moving? Patients moving from ward A. Does he need something? Let's give him some oxygen. And does he have any special? And then, no problem, the porter has been requested. So the process has collected all the data, triggered a process, and now the right person has an action to complete that work. So on the next person's task list, the right person within the organization, they will have a list that says on their phone or on the Google Glasses or whatever device that might be, or even a watch that says, hey, here is a task for you. The right person gets the task to do the job they want. And everything you saw over here could be done over a voice command rather than a chat. This is great. Now let's take it to the third level. The third level is integrating with RPA. So I told you RPA is all about reducing repetitive work. But there's also a big segment we notice that people jump into RPA because RPA is a great value proposition. But the biggest black hole of the RPA that we often come across is handling exceptions. Why? Because when you make some changes in a system the RPA is talking to, which you don't have any control over, RPA has no control over that as well, right? Things are getting better and better, but it's not there yet. What happens when you have an RPA process which processes invoices and automatically gets the data out, and if something is wrong within that process? Let's see a very quick example. So let's assume that invoices are being automatically handled through an email into the RPA system. I'm just faking it instead of automatic handling, just to show you what's really happening. So here I'm uploading an invoice to RPA for processing. Notice I purposely made an error in this invoice, and I've left the purchase order number as blank. Now a human would identify this and know how to fix it, but a bot doesn't really know that. I mean, assume that we have not handled that exception. So send to Blue Prism, because we integrated with Blue Prism, it's gone into a server on the cloud. Blue Prism processes the invoice, it does OCR on top of that, understands that information, identifies that it can't process that invoice. So what happens? It pushes it back to Appian. Appian has a decisioning capability, a decision table that says, for these kind of exception, these are the people who are knowledgeable to do the job. This is another big black hole with RPA technologies. If something happens, it goes into a box, but nobody knows who needs to fix that box. So with the integration, we know exactly who is the right person to fix the bug. So if I go into my work, so I'm playing multiple role right now. Here it says reconcile invoice number X, Y, S, Z. So as you notice, here is the invoice that we uploaded. Agreed? Yes? And on the left hand side, it's converted the entire invoice into an electronic format, and it's highlighting where the problem is. Now we are in the world of Appian, so you can put validations, rules, constraints, integration, everything with that. Okay, from the invoice number, I can pick up the customer, I can pick customer's data, everything, and orchestrate into one single place. So I can go as a human right now. All I need to do is identify what the purchase order number is, the exception goes away, and then I click on complete my invoice process. We put it back into the queue, job done. Good? Right. Last scenario, the AI scenario. As I said, Appian has a lot of integrators with AI. We call them as, oopsie daisy. I need this, right? Okay, so we got a lot of integrators with the AI technologies out there. So I'm going to show you how one of them works. So here, what you see right now is the backend of Appian. So this is where you will be configuring your processes, and I have a process predefined for you. So in this case, the same email scenario. So a request comes in, and instead of you defining this big massive table that says who should do what job, we are going to let AI take care of it. Okay? So as you can see, a process gets started. There's a small icon over here. So this one gets initiated on receipt of an email. And if I look into that email, you can see that we have mapped all the data. Appian has the capability to pull the email, understand the body, the from, the to, the subject, the attachments, all the contents, and then can bring it within the process. So that's what I have over here. So I'm mapping everything into Appian. And the next step of the process is to call Azure Lewis. So I'm going to go into this particular setup. So what we are trying to do over here is we have an algorithm that's been trained to read natural language and identify what is the most likely intent of that email. So here you can see that we have an algorithm called as Home Help Desk, straightforward, uploaded to Lewis. And over here, I can type the text, and the system is going to give me the intent. So if I say my iPhone broke and I need it repaired, so it's gone into Azure service right now. So at the bottom, you can see that the email has a slightly negative sentiment of 0.02%, so it's a 2% negative sentiment, and the likely intent is that it's an IT request, and it's a 17% likely request on IT. 17 is not a great percentage, but given all of them, it thinks that is a highly likely one. Now I can ask Azure to return all the intents, all the possible matches that it might have. So now you can see that there is 17% likelihood it's IT, 4% likelihood it's a conference room booking, 1% request is a request for timeout, 1.4 for gym access, and so on and so forth. So all we are doing is what is the most likely request. Here is the important stuff. AI helps you in making a decision. AI does not make a decision. I don't think we are in a phase. We are not at the Terminator stage where we allow AIs to take over. So we are not there yet. Okay? Maybe in the future, but not there yet. So it's giving us the intent. Now, if I put this in action, so I'm having an email that is sent to the process. My laptop caught fire. Please provide me with a replacement laptop. And I upload an image of that laptop. Click on send. What it's going to do right now, it's going to go over here, start the process. The email is going to automatically get intercepted. It's going to read the bodies, the content, everything, and it's going to do the magic. First step is the AI. AI is going to read that sentence and identify what is the likely intent. If it identifies the intent, it's automatically going to push that request to the right department. So now we are moving from an email to a task automatically assigned to a department within my organization with all that information, right? So let's see if that's come through. So here you go, handle IT request. There you go. Good. I purposely made that mistake. I'll tell you why in a second. 4-step process. It has identified it is IT department, but then the attachment that I did, it failed. Okay, and I did this because I started building solutions in Appian before I came to the dark side of sales. When it comes into integration, one of the biggest challenge is the ability to test. And to test and fix it and run it again. So something has failed. What has failed? It's an integration with Box. So I have an integration with Box system, which is a document repository. I'll show you how quick it is to fix these kind of issues. So I can simply go into my edit process, fix the issue, and I can say run it as the person who owns it because that was a security issue. Apply the changes. Come back to my process, just say start again. That's it. This is how quickly you can fix and resolve the issues. And when I restart, the process moves on and it has completed the work, right? So if I go into my box, which is over here, and refresh the system, I can see that the image of my laptop on fire is available for me to download. So seamless integration within multiples, that's I don't know if it looks very similar to mine. So this is how seamlessly you can integrate multiple systems and take advantage of multiple technologies that are there today, that were there yesterday, and that are going to come tomorrow in one single place. So it is a platform for you to connect all the moving bits together, seamlessly taking the customer through the digital transformation journey for the digital business. Now, quickly shifting gear, I have one more slide. I'm not a big slide guy, to be honest with you, but I have a couple more slides just to summarize this one. We looked into this. What do you get out of this intelligent automation? Okay, so I'm not going to read these things, but at the end of the day, every business wants to be niche. Every business wants to translate their niche into a digital world, and that's typically what we are trying to bring. We are bringing the power of speed and low code in a powerful manner. And that's what we are trying to do. Just before I move on to the last one, how many of you here think that AI is going to take over all our jobs and everything else in the next few years? Nobody? Terminator 2. I like you. Okay. So let's finish this in a lighter sense, okay? How many of you recognize this one? Can anybody tell me what this is?
Prediction of the outcome of the World Cup?
Yes? Yes, exactly. So just before the World Cup, after the fixtures, they ran all the data that they've learned about all the games that people have played through an AI engine. And this is what it predicted, okay? It predicted that Spain and Brazil is going to face the finals, and Brazil is going to take the World Cup of 2018. We all know what happened over there, right? So AI got it totally wrong. So what I want to finish this meeting with, or session with, is my job is safe for the next 4 years until the next World Cup. So I hope you guys had a good session, and if you have any questions, I'm open for any of them. Thank you so very much for that.